Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Quinn Conyers. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I know I had scheduled this for 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so whoever can join can join. If you see me looking to my left, that is because I am also live on Instagram. So I'm live on Instagram as well as Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I want to have a conversation with you. I want to have a conversation in regards to those of you who might be interested about becoming an MC or an event host. And before I jump into it, I want to give you a little bit of insight on why I decided to do this live. For those of you who are not connected with me, again, my name is Quinn Conyers, and I transform average events into epic experiences as a compelling keynote speaker, as well as an energetic MC. And what I have found, especially after I am done hosting an event, is people reach out to me, they ask me at the event, first of all, I didn't know you could do this and make money. Yes, you can. And number two, they have expressed interest in getting into emceeing and hosting, but didn't really know anyone who was doing it or how to get started. So I decided to do a few lives where I teach people or just pique their curiosity regarding if they are interested in breaking into the MC business. Now, here is what I say: just because you're a great speaker doesn't make you a great MC. There are a lot of different things that go into hosting an event that person who's doing a workshop or just a keynote doesn't necessarily have to take in consideration. So, one of the things that I love to do is just dispel that there are many different styles of MCs. And I'm going to talk about that. I do have an upcoming MC for a fee masterclass that I'll be breaking down the different types of MCs because we are not all created equal, as well as here's a couple of signs that you might even want to look into this. And this is being an MC is perfect for current entrepreneurs, speakers, or even people who are working a 9 to 5 and they are asked to facilitate or moderate meetings in their 9 to 5 role. And you might be thinking, could I do this on the side? Could I potentially get some money as an MC or a host? Or I just want to polish and perfect my speaking skills. Is there a way for me to do that? And I'm here to tell you that there is. So I'm not going to be long, but what I want to say is here are a couple of signs, right, that you might want to look into emceeing or event hosting. Number one, if you've ever been to an event and you are just flabbergasted, like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Who's doing these introductions? Did they pay somebody? If the fact that you know it's somebody from the internal team and they're just dry, they're not funny, you're like, can we hurry up and get this over? And it's boring. You're like, I could have did a better job. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you should look into being an event MC or a host. Or maybe you are getting requests or invitations to do kind of stuff for free or locally. Maybe someone's asked you to do like a baby shower or host a wedding, or maybe you've done some local events and people have told you in the audience, you're really good at this. You should maybe look into event hosting as a career or as a side hustle. That might be another thing. Or maybe you've been following certain people. Maybe I'm somebody that you follow or you're connected with someone. And the thought of getting up there for 45 minutes or an hour might not be your thing, but you really like the idea of getting the crowd motivated and excited. You like giving out information. You might making sure that events are in order and structured well. That might be an indication or a sign that you might want to look into and really dabble into the whole idea of emceeing and hosting. Here's what I know. I've been doing this for 19 years. I've been full-time speaker, entrepreneur, and MC for the last 9 years. Is not a lot of MC education out there. Like I really learned from jumping in and doing it myself. So it wasn't like I had a class or a coach to teach me how to MC. So when I began to get these requests from different individuals telling me that they were curious about MCing or they wanted to learn how to monetize the art of event hosting, I knew I had to do something about it because I kept hearing about it over and over again. So it's not a lot, y'all. And there's but so much you can get from YouTube University or, you know what I mean, going to Google College. You can type in how to be an MC, but there's a different energy and effort when you know someone that this is what they do. This is how I feed my family, y'all. This is how I, literally make a living. This is how my mouth is my number one money maker, whether I'm speaking, whether I am seeing, whether I'm coaching or training. But I have over the last few years during the pandemic really have been very intentional about prioritizing the MC services because there are so many people and organizations that have these annual meetings or events, and they're losing people not because the content isn't good, they're losing people because of the simple fact that their events are boring and it's not interactive. There was a study done that I forget, Skift Meetings did it, and 91% of the audience said that attendee satisfaction was the major reason why they would return to an event. And I know that a lot of event planners are busy, they're overwhelmed. They have to take care of food and beverage minimums. They have to make sure the decor is nice. They have to get the keynote speakers. They have to make sure that the vendors, the DJ, the AV, all of that is coming together. So the audience might not have the care and time and attention that they need. And that's what I love to come in. I don't consider myself just an event MC. I consider myself an event experience partner because there are so many things that I'm doing to really elevate and enhance someone's event. And I think that a lot of times we don't always think about that until something goes wrong, and then you're like, who's the person putting out this fire? And by then it's a little too late. So I am just curious if you have ever thought about it, if you were ever interested in being an event MC. I want you to go ahead and type me in the comments. Just type me in the comments. I'm just curious if you ever thought about being an MC, you were curious about it, you are inquisitive, you're wondering, can people pay me for this? Yes, they can. Right? I want to know. All right. So we had a couple of comments. Shauna says, you could do this, love. You're a phenomenal event host naturally. Thank you so much, Shauna. I love Shauna. Who else do we have on here? Who is Butterfly Hugs? Hey, how are you? Tell me your name in the comments. I see your social media handle, but I would love to know your actual. But I'm curious if you ever thought about being an MC. Go ahead and put me in the comments as we're continuing to do that. So I just want to give you a little bit of a flavor on what that looks like. I am going to be going a little bit deeper on September the 4th. I am hosting an MC for a Fee masterclass. If you go to QuinnConyers.com, you click on resources, you can actually sign up there. And I'm going to tell you who this MC masterclass is for. It is for individuals who have been curious about breaking into the MC business but don't know where to get started. Keyword is MC business. It is not enough to have talent on stage. This is a business. If you want to have clients, corporate clients that pay you, there has to be certain contracts in place. You have to be able to verbalize your value of your MC services. There are certain things that you must do. How are you elevating an event, but also how are you taking off things from an event planner to make their job easier? So there is a business side of emceeing. And if you don't understand that business side, you'll be frustrated and you will get burned out very quickly and go back to doing something else. Second, this masterclass is for speakers. So if you're currently speaking, you're doing workshops and trainings and things like that, maybe you host your own events and you're looking for a way to add an additional speaking service, or you want to provide an upgrade service. So say somebody hires you as a workshop presenter or they hire you as a keynote speaker, you can also offer your MC services. And last but not least, this is for emerging MCs already. You're currently doing it. Maybe you're not getting paid the money that you want. Maybe the majority of the events that you're doing are free or low fee, and you're trying to figure out, Quinn, how do I charge more money? Maybe I want to triple or quadruple or, just charge 5 times more than what I'm charging right now to MC and host different events. Well, I can tell you, I can give you that. And what you would make by hosting, let's say, a wedding is a very different fee that you would get by hosting a 3-day corporate conference. So if you're interested in a corporate space, that is my jam. I don't necessarily MC weddings. I think that wedding MCs or master of ceremonies are amazing. However, it's too emotional for me. So I stick to corporate events. So if that is something that you're interested in, you definitely want to be at the masterclass because that's exactly what I'll be talking about is how to break into the corporate MC business. And this is also really for individuals who you've already been moderating and facilitating at your job, or maybe when you were in corporate America, maybe you are full-time entrepreneur now and you loved it, like you missed it. You loved, getting your coworkers and your colleagues together on the same page. You love facilitating facilitating meetings. You were the one with the agenda. You made sure that everything was in order. And you're like, well, I could potentially turn this into a side hustle or even a full-time business. But I'm just not sure where to get started. So either way, if you're an individual who's curious, if you are a current speaker looking to expand your speaking services, emceeing could be a great fit for you. Or maybe you did a lot of hosting or speaking at your 9 to 5, and you're looking at a way to do that now that you're no longer in that role. And lastly, I would say if you are a news anchor, like if you've ever been a news anchor and you were maybe hosting events as part of your job, but now you're not with that station anymore and you're looking to monetize and maximize your hosting skills. Because I do get a lot of people who used to be on the news that was requested to MC and host, and they did that for free as a part of their give back as a news anchor, but they're not an anchor anymore and they would like to monetize and maximize that hosting gift. If any of those apply to you, I definitely encourage you to go to QuinnConyers.com and jump on the MC for a Fee Masterclass, because I will be breaking down what it is that you really need to break into and be successful in this business. And it really isn't about just being a great speaker. There are so many moving parts that happen in a particular event. And then you got to choose what type of MC you are. And I'll break down the different types of MCs. Hey Dia, how are you? You also, I will be breaking down the different types of events that you can host. For me, I don't necessarily like events too much that are in like a party atmosphere, right? I really do enjoy professional development and corporate events because that's where the money is. As well as I just think that it's a better chance to make an impact. I definitely see emceeing and event hosting as an act of service, more than just me coming up to collect a check. And I really also enjoy working with event planners because they really do have a lot going on. I don't know if you know this, but event planning is one of the top 5 most stressful jobs. So if I can come in and take 2 or 3 or even 4 things off someone's plate, as a planner, that makes their life easier, but also allows me to serve and support that person in a different capacity. I also love enjoying showing event planners and meeting planners how they can use an MC beyond introductions. So one of the biggest challenges that I get sometimes that I'm going to address in the masterclass is people don't really know what we do. As an MC, they think that you just introduce people. So our job is to challenge the stereotype and the misconception that all MCs do or event hosts do is just intriguing introductions. No, you are the glue that holds the event together. You are the event GPS. You are showing sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 people where to be, what's happening next, how they should prepare. So you need to know how to verbalize your value as an MC, because if you don't, you will get very frustrated, because sometimes people feel like a member of their leadership team can do this, or someone who has great speaking skills or who can read a prompter is amazing. But part of being a great MC is being quick on your feet, is having a communication contingency plan. Yes. What if somebody is on stage, they say something that's very offensive to members of the audience? What is your plan? So when you are looking at hosting and emceeing, yes, it's about energy, engagement, and excitement, but there is a business side. And for me, my biggest goal is attendee satisfaction. I'm so concerned with how can I make this event awesome and amazing that the people in the audience, they rave, they return, and they leave raving reviews. What do I mean by that? If you have a great event with a great MC, they're going to return year after year, especially if you have an annual event. Everybody knows that retention is big when it comes to events. That makes the job of the event planner easier. Also, they refer others to attend. So if you're at an event and you're in a great MC and you weave all the content together, you push forward the mission and the vision of the event, then they're going to refer other people to attend because they had such a great time, which boosts the bottom line of the conference or association. And number 3, raving reviews. every single conference that I've been to, I know you've been to, they're going to ask you to fill out a survey, right? And nobody wants to get a survey which talks about how the food was bad, the event was boring, the lighting was bad, the sound. Nobody wants all that. Now, some things happen in events, and we know this, but having a professional event MC in place, literally the event planner can breathe a little bit easier knowing that if ish hits the fan, which it does sometimes, there is a professional in place to be able to work through those kinks. And the reason why I say professional, because anything can happen at an event. I've had events where they were doing demolition for whatever reason in the room across. I had someone go into labor when I was hosting an event. I have had a very heated situation where after a keynote speaker, we opened it up for Q&A, and an audience member did not agree with the vision and the mindset and the ideology of the keynote speaker, and it got combative. So I had to kind of jump in there and still that conversation, because the goal is to make sure that the conference, the meeting, the event, the experience is a pleasurable one. So at times you might be a comedian on stage making people laugh. You might be a performer. You might be summing up the main points of a speaker and then transitioning to the next one. And all of those skill sets is something that you have to manage. So I know that I've said a lot, and I just wanted to hop on and let you know that if there is a curiosity, if there is an inkling, if there's something about you who's like, I would be very curious to explore an MC, I definitely want you to join me for my upcoming MC for a Fee Masterclass. Now, this is happening on September the 4th at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It is a 2-hour masterclass, and it's going to be online, so you can join me from wherever you are in the world. And I promise you that I'm going to pull back the curtain to my MC empire. I want to share with you some of the things I wish that people had shared with me, but more importantly, I really want to feed your curiosity. I want to show you what it takes, what it looks like, the reality of pursuing this. And let me tell y'all something. This has not been something that I have just like dived into. Like, I've been offering this service for a while, and I'm very blessed that over the last 4 years since the pandemic, my MC business has really taken off, because people really realize that it's one thing to have an event and there's another thing to have an experience. And there are plenty of people out there who want to have an experience for their people. And I believe in order for you to not have a average event, but an amazing event, part of that experience is going to be you hiring a professional event MC. And people don't realize how much an MC can make or break your business. And I'm not talking about someone that was voluntold, somebody who's in the marketing department, or I like to call this person introverted Ian, where it was just a warm body and a heartbeat. And they say, yeah, you go out there and introduce people. Because when things go wrong, or the mic is not working, or all of a sudden the ballroom A is now switched to ballroom D and there's no app to make that update, you need somebody who can go with the flow. So if you're interested, if you're curious, if you're excited about exploring this, definitely join me for the masterclass. So shout out to Miss Keandra Jackson. Thank you so much, lady, for being here and giving me some cheering on. Keandra is amazing, y'all, and she has an amazing YouTube channel. So if you haven't checked her out, you should check out Keandra Jackson as well. So that's about all I have. If you have any questions for me, definitely shoot me a message in the DMs. If you are joining the masterclass, let me know that you have signed up and registered. If you know someone that maybe you have saw in action that you think will make a great MC, share this information with them as well. Because like I said, when I first started this, I didn't go to MC University. I learned by being in events. I learned by things happening. And also too, one of the things I want to show you, if you come to this class, is how to really cater to audiences of all different types. I'm talking about even the way you show up, right? I'll give you this quick little tip. I'm a colorful person, right? Just because I am. But when I'm at events, most people who are attending events wear black, navy blue, beige, or gray. So if you're an MC, you should not wear any of those colors because at any point in time, if somebody needs to grab you to make a major announcement and you're blending in, especially if it's a few hundred people, they can't find you. So I'll be talking about your MC style, the way you MC, but also the way you physically show up in this space. So there's a reason why I wear yellow. There's a reason why I wear head wraps because if there is 100 or 500 people in an audience, and let's say Keandra is the event planner and she needs to tell me something fast and I need to hit that mic, I want to be easily found. So there are some tips and tools I'm going to teach you that you can't find on Google. This is just straight information that I've learned by being in this business for 9 years full time. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Quinn Conyers. If you are curious, excited, eager to explore what it looks like to become an MC or an event host, don't forget, go to quinnconyers.com. Join me for my upcoming MC4 Fee Masterclass. I look forward to showing you how to transform your gift of gab into a lucrative MC career. I'll see you on September the 4th.